This is the story of a legendary sniper, a man who could hit a target hidden miles away, even with a blindfold over his eyes. But what makes his story shocking is that he was never a soldier to begin with. In fact, he once despised war, weapons, and everything that came with violence. He was just a quiet math teacher who wanted a simple life. Until one day, a single incident shattered his entire world and transformed him into a ruthless hunter of the battlefield. Our story opens in a peaceful Ukrainian village. A tiny wooden house stands at the edge of the fields. Inside lives a couple whose life is filled with nothing but warmth and simplicity. The husband's name is Mykola. Everyone knows him as a calm, gentle man who teaches mathematics at the nearby school. His wife's name is Nastya, a soft-spoken artist who spent her days carving little sculptures out of wood. Every corner of their home held something made by her hands. Mykola didn't own a television, no phone, nothing electronic at all. He had no idea what storms were building outside their quiet life. Every morning, he kissed his wife goodbye, hopped on his old bicycle, and went to teach kids who loved him, except for one boy, Avon. Avon belonged to a wealthy family and never missed a chance to mock Mykola's worn-out clothes or make trouble during class. He wanted Mykola to lose his temper so he could get him fired. But Mykola never gave him that satisfaction. He always smiled, always stayed patient. One afternoon, while Mykola was eating in the school break room, he heard news on the school TV. Russia had launched a massive attack. Several Ukrainian soldiers were killed, and many regions had fallen under Russian control. The moment he heard this, the worry on his face was hard to miss. But when he returned home later that day, his entire mood changed. Nastya told him she was pregnant. And for the first time in a long while, Mykola felt genuine joy. He was going to become a father. That night, the couple celebrated quietly, dreaming of the little life that would soon join them. The next morning, Mykola left for school, waving goodbye to Nastya, who stood at the door smiling. On the road, he noticed two soldiers in strange uniforms smoking by the side. Their outfits didn't match the Ukrainian army, but Mykola didn't think too deeply about it. Maybe the uniform had been changed. He shrugged it off and continued to school. But the moment he entered the building, his heart sank. The school was empty. Not a single student, not a single teacher. Confused, he rushed to the break room and turned on the TV. The news confirmed his worst fear. Russian soldiers had already crossed into the region. And suddenly, everything connected. The soldiers on the road? They weren't Ukrainian, they were Russian. A cold wave of fear ran through him. Nastya was alone at home. Without wasting a second, he jumped on his bicycle and pedaled with everything he had. But by the time he reached his home, everything was destroyed. Two Russian soldiers were kicking and beating Nastya mercilessly. Mykola sprinted toward her, but they grabbed him and slammed him to the ground. He begged them, pleaded through tears, "Please, she's pregnant." But they didn't care. They beat him even harder. Then, one soldier entered their home. When he found nothing valuable inside, anger twisted his face. He struck a match, threw it inside, and flames devoured the wooden house that once held all of Mykola's happiness. Seeing her burning home, Nastya lost control. She picked up a stone and hurled it at them in desperation. A Russian soldier turned, raised his weapon, and fired. The bullet struck her, and just like that, she collapsed. Mykola screamed, stumbling toward her. He gathered her in his arms, shaking, crying, praying for a miracle. But there was nothing left. His wife, his unborn child, his home, everything was gone in one cruel moment. Hours later, two Ukrainian soldiers arrived. The sight of Nastya's lifeless body struck them deeply. They helped dig a grave beside the ruins of Mykola's home. When they placed her inside, Mykola stared at the burning ashes of the life he once had, and something in him snapped. The man who once hated guns was now consumed by one single thought: revenge. He begged the soldiers to take him with them. "I want to fight. I want to join your army." Before leaving, he picked up the small wooden charm Nastya had carved for him, a little figure meant to protect him. Now, it was all he had left of her. When he reached the military base, the senior officer was furious. He believed Mykola was a spy and refused to enlist him. But Mykola told the entire story, every painful detail. "I have nothing left," he said. "Let me fight for my country so no one else loses their home like I did." His sincerity broke through the officer's suspicion. He agreed to train Mykola. Training was brutal. Makola had spent his whole life solving equations, not loading guns. While other soldiers assembled their rifles in seconds, Makola struggled. He was slow, clumsy, always finishing last. Many thought he wouldn't survive a real war. But Makola had something stronger than talent. He had a reason. Every night, while everyone slept, he stayed awake practicing again and again. One evening, he quietly told his senior, "Don't call me Makola anymore. My code name is Raven." The soldiers burst into laughter. Code names, the senior reminded him, aren't chosen. They're earned through acts of courage. Makola simply nodded and continued training. Soon, the army announced they needed more snipers. Several men volunteered. Makola stood with them. Everyone laughed at him again. The senior challenged him, "Assemble this rifle in 20 seconds." Makola blindfolded himself. Then, with shocking precision, he disassembled and reassembled the weapon in just 18 seconds. Silence filled the room. Then applause. He passed every trial, except one, shooting blindfolded with an old rifle that misaligned. Everyone knew he would have succeeded with a newer gun, but Makola didn't complain. He kept pushing forward. During a night exercise where flares lit the sky, all trainees fired and missed. Makola didn't shoot. He waited, calculated distance, calculated angle. A mathematician's mind worked where a soldier's instincts failed. He fired one bullet. Direct hit. For the first time, every soldier stared at him with respect. Even the officer smiled. "From today, you are Raven." After completing his training, Raven's first mission was a success. But when he returned to base, he found many of his comrades missing. Later, heartbreaking news arrived. Those soldiers were killed by Russia's deadliest sniper, a man known only as Siri. His aim had never failed. He hunted Ukrainians and uploaded the kills online to break morale. Soon, Raven and his team went on their next mission. They laid mines, hid in position, and waited. When the Russians appeared, Raven froze. Among them was Avon, his former student. He couldn't bring himself to pull the trigger. Instead, he shot the landmine beside them, creating a massive explosion that killed everyone, including Avon. The colonel scolded him, reminding him that on the battlefield, your enemy is not the person you knew. They are simply the one trying to kill you. The colonel and Raven eventually formed a bond. The colonel even showed Raven a photo of his family, 2 daughters who didn't even know their father was a soldier. Their next mission changed everything. While watching a Russian patrol, Raven recognized one of the soldiers, the man who killed his wife. Rage blinded him. He begged the colonel for permission to shoot. The colonel refused, twice. Raven ignored orders and fired. His bullet killed the man instantly, but revealed their position. A moment later, a single shot echoed from far away. The colonel fell to the ground. Siri had found them. Russian soldiers unleashed chaos. Raven dragged the colonel's lifeless body through enemy fire and escaped. The guilt burned inside him. He vowed he would kill Siri no matter what. Soon, he tracked down 2 Russian snipers. He killed one, the second shot him in the arm, but Raven still managed to take him out. He recovered in a hidden base until the major briefed them. Siri was confirmed nearby. The plan was set. One team would attack the front, another would circle behind. Raven would infiltrate the building and finish Siri himself. Inside the building, Raven silently killed 2 guards. As soon as the plan began, soldiers outside opened fire, eliminating Siri's men. Siri rushed to the roof, found one of his snipers dead, panicked and called for backup, but help would take 10 minutes. He returned to his table and noticed something strange, a small wooden statue. Before he could understand what it meant, Raven attacked. They fought violently, but Raven overpowered him and drove the knife in. Siri, the man who had killed countless Ukrainians, took his final breath. A second sniper rushed to help, but Raven threw a grenade, ending him instantly. Moments later, Siri's backup arrived. They tried calling him. Raven answered the radio and said, "You're all going to die today." Then he shot the driver of their truck. Chaos erupted. Russian soldiers scrambled for cover, unaware that Ukrainian snipers surrounded them. One by one, they fell. Days later, Raven returned to Nastia's grave. He placed the wooden figure beside her and whispered that the men who destroyed their life were gone. Her revenge was complete. He promised her he would keep fighting until his final breath. With that vow, he walked away. And the film ends there. If you liked the story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.